2009 Nissan Altima Hybried. Doesn't go into the ready mode. Gonna start scanning and troubleshooting. While during the vehicle is scanning, gonna be checking for this come directly from experience. Gonna check for the coils and power to the coil, because normally that's what happens. We don't get the coil get shorted on this vehicle. I know this from experience, so I have not much time on this vehicle. And we can see we don't have power. We should have power right now, and the fuse for this one is shared with the computer. Let's check the wiring diagram. During that one, still scanning is about 90% or something like that, 96%. So I don't have power here on the red and white at the ignition coil. So that one is coming, following that one is coming to ECM relay. So if we lose this fuse here, the 42 15 amps, we're losing power to the computer. As we can see here, a complete, and it didn't detect the computer. The PCM wasn't detected here, so we have a bunch of code here, but not the computer. The PCM is not listed here. It has no communication with the PCM. Okay, so we're gonna trace that fuse there and unplug the coils and plug in one by one and see which one is the one is burning the fuse. Put it under the hood, and I already identified this is the fuse here. This fuse, second fuse, that's the throttle motor, and the engine control is it. So which is gonna be these two. This is the throttle motor. Hard to reach with this with the Power Pro, so I gotta use an adapter for this. With my Power Pro, power, this is the fuse for the coils and computer ECM relay. Got power on one side, ain't no power on the other side. The other side is the cooling fan. They always by default go on when there is any issue with the computer, with the PCM. So we're gonna unplug the coils now and recheck, plug in one by one, replace the fuse, and see which one is blowing up the fuse. I'm verifying the code scan here. We can see the ECM is not listed here. You can see the anti-lag brake system has like a power supply, but we had a bad battery here. So right now, check the BCM, the body control module has some. I won't panic for those right now because we have we had a bad battery. The hybrid system computer is reporting lost communication with ECM engine control module. As we can see, I don't have engine control module listed here, so we're gonna go and unplug the coils now and plug in one by one until we blew the fuse. I have all the coils unplugged and I replaced that blown fuse. I'm gonna go inside the vehicle and try to communicate with the ECM now. Okay, right now what I'm doing is I'm gonna be checking the PID for engine speed. So normally the hybrid vehicles cranks about 1000 RPM compared to normal vehicle that are about 200 RPM. So as we can see here, I got the coils unplugged, all of them, and apparently for someone who is new on this would think the engine is started, but it's auto crank for 10 seconds. You can see and go here and check the coils. As you can see, I got all the coils unplugged right now, so it sounds like like the engine is running, but it's not running. See, 10 seconds auto crank. Misfire right now. I identified what coil is misfiring. We can see how misfire affects on this vehicle a lot. So this coil is the one is shorting out. As soon as I plug in this one, the vehicle will shut off. I'll show that now. Okay, so the vehicle is running, ready for a test drive, and we check for code when we come back. As we can see here, the vehicle is already driving. I'm driving the vehicle and it's on EV mode, and no lights, no nothing. So basically I attacked this vehicle from basic knowledge that I have. I work for a hybrid shop in which this shop where I work, we work a lot on these vehicles, electrical vehicle hybrid, and but I'm not able to be recording there on the shop. So I just do on the side jobs. I can record, and this is a side job. I'm doing diagnostic on this and repair basically this time because I installed a new coil, and the vehicle is done pretty much right now. And the problem with the side jobs is I don't get too much call for hybrid because the people doesn't know about the knowledge of the people, and they are like, I don't know if you know what you're doing. But at the shop I do a lot of diagnostic on these vehicles, Toyotas, also these Nissans hybrid and Fords, all the kind of vehicles. But I hope someone find this helpful and a little bit more information. I attacked this one from experience only pretty much because the vehicle was I already knew, you know, how this vehicle failed. They got a lot of issue with coils, Nissan, so they short out the coils, and because the fuse is shared with the ECM relay, the one powers up the computer as default, the cooling fan come on high speed, and you got no communication with the PCM. That is information how I attacked this one. Because of that, I checked power to the coils, I find no power, so I was disconnecting each coil until I find out that one is shorter and leave that one open, disconnected, that way it doesn't blow the fuse, and improve the concept. And a little bit more knowledge about how hybrid vehicle works, you know, for some people doesn't know. So I showed there the cranking mode is auto crank for 10 seconds. It cranks about 1000 RPM. Comparing to vehicle that have a starter motor, they go about 200 250 RPM. So what happened with this vehicle is, you know, MG1, they call motor generator number 1 inside the transmission. They got two motors inside the transmission, so the MG1 motor generator 1 has more than one job, but we're gonna mention three at least. One is crank the engine when you are in crank mode, and the other one is work as generator when the high battery voltage is low, and also when we are regenerating braking, they call, when I'm pressing on the brake. Normally, instead of using the front brake pads, you know, they are stopping the vehicle by applying a field to that motor, and that way is producing electricity, building electricity. And also the MG1 assists the MG2, which is the motor generator 2, the one propel the wheels, so it assists also when it is needed. So at this point we're done with the video and a little bit information how this system works, and I'll give you some tips. Another one is like on Toyota's Prius, I've seen a lot when the people check the engine air filter, some of the dirt goes inside the MAF sensor and the vehicle doesn't start, and you only get a call like engine doesn't start or engine failed to start and no help. So more video will be coming up on hybrid when I get the opportunity. I think I got another one to diagnose for high voltage battery for the high battery voltage, and so hope someone find this one helpful.